Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out RV Daydream. Heidi is with us again, which is great. She has a hard time fitting me and us and you guys into her busy schedule. But we have a lot of new subscribers, and I want to talk about a few things as far as our channel and where we began. We're also going to cover some new stuff for you old subscribers, so stay tuned. We'll jump into that also.
I've been riding on a daydream.
Whenever we started our channel originally, we were looking at 8 to 9 to 10 years to go from homeowners with kids living at home to full-time RVers. And we didn't know what we were going to do with the home at that point. And I know a lot of the new subscribers are trying to catch up on our old videos, which is great. I'm glad you are. There's a lot of information there. I think we've done almost 300, if not 300 videos over the last 3 years. This March will be 3 years. That will be our channelversary. I think it's sometime in March. And I have another channel. It's FoxBoss9. That's how I started on YouTube. That was back in 2007. And then LeboView, which is another channel that's just kind of like a project channel that I've been doing for some time. Not a lot of effort put into it. Just to let you guys know, this is my favorite channel to work on. Heidi knows. It's because it's us. It's not a lot of work. You know, there is a lot of work involved, but you know, whenever you're working on something you love, it doesn't seem like it's that much work. As far as some of the stuff that we want to cover on our videos, it's always been the same. So you subscribers that have joined on to our channel because we were going through a lot of RVs and looking at RVs, when we buy an RV, we're not going to be doing that again until we most likely start looking for another RV. Again, that's something we'll talk about in a little bit here. For you guys that watch because of the repairs that I do on, you know, the truck or the RV or whatever, of course, that stuff always needs done. So
That'll never stop.
Yeah, we'd love for it to stop. I'd love for it to stop. But that will always continue on. As far as cooking videos, I know Heidi did one. It was okay. She liked it. She liked doing it. And I don't know. It's.
I'm not going to do it.
She's probably not going to do it again. Yeah. As far as review of products and stuff like that, if I'm doing something that's directly related to the RV, of course, we'll still continue to do that. So subscribers that have joined on because of that, thanks. And sure, I'm sure that'll come along. But it's kind of just our thoughts on stuff. We're not here to instruct anybody how to do anything, even though a lot of times it comes across that's what I'm saying and doing, because I do have a tendency to tell people what to do. You can ask Heidi. But it's just us, and as far as what we're doing. And sometimes some of that stuff is enjoyable. Sometimes it's not so enjoyable. So for a lot of subscribers that joined on whenever we went to you know, the campgrounds locally and did reviews of the parks, we'll still do that when we go to parks that are worth reviewing. And as far as the travels that we've done, made a couple of longer trips, one to Tennessee. A lot of you subscribers joined on because of that. You know, I know that there's a growing movement of people that like to live through the YouTuber and like to enjoy the trip with them. And we'll try to do as much as possible with that. I tried not to make it overproduced, so some of it might seem mundane. But again, we try to keep it interesting. So hopefully we're going in the right direction overall. But I don't want this to become a produced, hey, hi, how are you? We're Mike and Heidi, and we're the RV Daydream people. And join us today when we go to Mount Rushmore. You know, Mount Rushmore was built back, you know, one of those. I mean, you see a lot of those channels, and people enjoy that stuff. That's just not us. That's not going to be us. So I just wanted to thank everybody that has been with us all along, and all our new subscribers, and let you know that we're going to continue to do basically what we've been doing, and that's
keeping it real.
Keeping it real. Yo. No, that's not how you do it. Maybe it's yo. Yeah, we're street smart there. So that's all I wanted to talk about as far as new subscribers. Now let's get into something else. A lot of you have been watching our channel recently because of our search for an RV. And that search has been going on a long time. And we haven't put our whole heart into it. I think it's because we're not 100% decided We have an RV that gets us around, and we can do what we want with it. It's paid for, doesn't cost us anything, and all the repairs have been done on it to where it's going to be a while before it needs tires or a roof. I mean, that's usually the stuff that wears out even on the most perfect RVs, tires and roof, and maybe an appliance issue. That stuff's fixed. So it can be driven for a while. So knowing that makes it to where we're not in a big rush to get into anything. Secondly, we're not 100% sure what we want to get into. There's so many choices. It's just not personal preference of what we like, but it's also how new to buy and how to plan that out. Seeing that we're at the house here, we could go buy a brand new RV and we could shake out a lot of the bugs in the next 5 years or so. And then whenever we start going full time, we'll have an RV that all the bugs are fixed for the most part, and it's pretty roadworthy, and we'll be comfortable with it and understand it. But it's also 5 years old at that point. So we don't know what we're going to do there, because one of the things that we try to reiterate, or I've tried to reiterate numerous times on the channel, is how important it is to plan, but how important it is also to be willing to change those plans at a drop of the hat. Keeping in mind that things are always changing. What exact RV would work for us right now may not be the RV that we want to stay with for the next 20 years. I'll say 20 years, but yeah. We may not be buying our forever RV, and is there even such a thing? Other than the Airstream and some of the higher end models that we've talked about, Northwood, Outdoors RV, Lance, and there's some other ones that fall in that category. Airstream, obviously.
Even those.
Yeah, it's...
I mean, is it something that we want to stay in?
Yeah, I mean, that nomadic feeling that you get, that you want to move from area to area to area, that also translates to your home. I mean, you get tired of your house, you get tired of where you're living to some extent. At least we do. I mean, when we first moved into this house, we didn't think necessarily we wanted this house overall, but we got a great deal on it. After we made some repairs on it, we've been living in it for quite some time. We thought we would probably, want to keep the house and stay with the house for a long, indefinitely, really. I mean, going back just 8 years ago, I had to pour a new lid for our well cover, we have well water, and the well cover was a big thick piece of concrete, and it had cracked to the point where I had to pour a new concrete with rebar in it to form a new lid. And I was thinking at that point, I want to make sure that I can hook a tractor up to this lid and pull it off of the well when I get too old to be able to pry it up and lift it off, because it is heavy concrete, and it is pretty big. I'd have to say it probably weighs 250 pounds. Yeah, about 250 pounds. So that's the kind of things we were thinking about. Even whenever I put the addition on the porch here and enclosed it, I wanted to make sure that I made the window covers to where when I got old, I could actually lift them. And, here we are, 7 years later, and we don't care if we have this house. The house is no longer a consideration. We know we'll be getting rid of it at some point. So the fact that we're trying to decide on an RV, I don't see a lot of sense in buying a $40,000 to $50,000 RV that we just aren't 100% sure on that we're going to stay in for the next 10 years or 12 years. And we realize that a lot of the RVs that you buy at that price hold their value for resale. But right now, I think we need to get into something slightly bigger and slightly newer. Maybe even brand new, but slightly bigger. And if we come across the right deal on something that is really decent and it has the good quality, you know, maybe we'll go that way. If we can find something maybe in the middle of the road that might last us, we might go that way. Or we might go real cheap. Or we might go used again. It's really hard to say.
I have my eye on that one RV that, where we looked at all those used ones that had that living room in the back.
Isn't it funny? Is that still there?
I don't know. It was like $7,000 or something.
I know. The worst part about that RV, I know I'm going to have to, I'll see if I'll put it in this video here. If not, I'll put a link for the video. You can go back and look at it.
I always think about that.
So do
for
I.
whatever reason.
We both walked into it. We both liked it. And it was cheap. It needed repairs. The worst part about it was the walk-through bathroom. The shower set up really high. And it was small. However, there was no wheel well underneath of it. So it would have been nothing for me, as long as there was nothing else underneath there, to pull that shower out and put a different shower in and make it to where it was a step-in, like a normal shower. Because it was old. It was an older model, but...
I think that's why we liked it.
And it didn't have a lot of cabinets. That
No.
was the other thing. The cabinets were an issue, but the living area, I mean, you could have a couch, chairs, and a desk in that living area, and this was in a short RV. It was only like 30 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think about that one too. Yeah, if you haven't seen that video, again, I'll put the link up above here, and if I can think about capturing that RV...
I'm not even sure if we have a picture of it or anything.
I had it on video. The awning needs replaced. It's been taped 1,000 times. Needs some work over the fenders.
Lighter color?
Well, I kind of like this one. Actually, I like this one a lot. It's got it. How do you like it? Look, separate bathroom and toilet.
Yeah.
From the shower.
I don't see that very often.
Wow. This is a surprise. Closets are okay. They're adequate. I think they could probably do better there, but what do you think about this one?
This is an 08.
Yeah, but
Right.
wow. I mean, it's a single door. That's a downfall. I don't know why
This is kind of spacious. I
sink
like this.
here.
This
Put
is
these.
what they should be doing with those bunkhouses.
Yeah, I agree here. Put those over the sink. Okay, let's see here. The chairs are funky. They're like some sort of an office chair. But
This is what they should be doing.
I'm having a hard time now. Because this is a used RV. And I feel pretty damn comfortable in here. How long is it? How long is the...
It's 30.
This is 30 feet. This is very comfortable. How sturdy is that table? Typical, like most. Oh, it wiggled down in a little further when you did that. There's a lot of room back here to do stuff. I mean, I could see pulling these chairs out, putting in one recliner and putting in a desk.
Yeah.
You know?
Putting the desk right back up.
Yeah, and putting a recliner right here.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Right.
Wonder what's out here. Looks like there's some... Nope, I guess not.
Well, this is the slide out.
So you can access everything with the slide in.
You should get this model and look.
I don't even know what to think about this. Because we weren't looking for something like this. We weren't looking for used.
No, but not that we're looking for this this one right here.
Okay, so the freshwater, the gray, and the black kind of suck.
Yeah, they do.
36, 30, and 30. The black, of course, I don't mind 30. The kitchen's livable. I mean, you got cabinets. Mm-hmm. Look at all these freaking cabinets around here.
Right.
There's
not much for clothing, but
yeah, there's not a lot for clothing. I'll give you that. What about for the linens for the bathroom?
there's none.
Okay, so there's no place to put the linens for the bathroom, but then again,
You got a whole bunch of cabinet spaces out there. Can find something small or a
hanging.
shelf
Yeah,
or-
put shelves here. Okay, let's see how short the shower is, which doesn't look. Oh God, that is a huge step to get in.
Well, they don't want you to have any water problems. It's a little small.
It's definitely small. I'm real close, very, very close. So we'd have to have one of those bars that folded out. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'll go ahead and turn you around here. It's very short. The bathtub is kind of a deal breaker.
Yeah.
But my God, this is a nice layout for how old it is and everything. This is so doable if it wasn't for that. But the wheels aren't there. Wonder why it's up that high. The tanks aren't that big.
It must be all the drainage.
Wow. You gotta remember this one. Said the awning needs replaced. Tires need replaced. They're dry rotted. Holy cow. It's made by Thor. I'll tell you what, that is probably one of the nicest, shortest RVs we were in as far as layout. That bathroom's the only thing. Whenever you guys are telling us about all these different RVs, we appreciate it. We really do. And we do go in. Look. Yeah, we go in and look at what you're telling us about. It seems like that a lot of the RVs are pretty much the same as far as the floor plans. It's just a level of quality and reputation. And again, the money that's involved with that, the thing that I want you to remember, and I know that a lot of you don't necessarily go the same route that I do on this, or we do in general, but there's probably not very many of you would even consider traveling the country full-time with a vehicle that's 20 plus years old with 170,000 miles on it. However, I would. I mean, my truck is old and it is lacking. It has a lot of miles on it. I know that a transmission might be in its future at some point, maybe even an engine at some point. However, those things don't scare me off to that truck. The same with the RV. I don't think there's a lot of you would even consider traveling the entire country in a middle grade RV that's from 1992. So it's well over 20 plus years old there. It's just one of those things that we would, because I can make the repairs that are needed, and things are going to fall apart regardless of what you have. So the fact that we don't have any money really invested, above and beyond what, the cost was and the repairs that we've already made, it makes it kind of hard to think about getting into payments for something newer that may have issues. Like I said, pretty much they all do.
Plus, I think that a lot of the ones that we look at, we like them because they're new. I wasn't really impressed totally by any of them. Now, I'm sure there's higher end ones that, even the Lance. The Lance was very nice. So was the Open Range. So were the lower ends. If you don't go quality-wise. But you can tell.
Yeah.
None of them excited me. That, I could see myself living in this.
Okay, now, on my end, there was a bunch that excited me to where, I'd love to live in these. But that excitement, I don't know how many thousands of dollars would have to be considered before that excitement made me want to spend that.
We're pretty frugal.
Yeah, the Lance for me, not for her. She liked it, but for me, the Lance was perfect. I loved it. There, like I said, there was one small flaw, but anyways, it's not a big deal. But the money makes it to where I'm like, I just don't know if I like it that much. And again, the problem is we know we can get away with a lot less. And that's what we've been doing. So that's all we wanted to discuss with you guys today. Again, all the new subscribers we got, we really appreciate it. My other channel, I'm so many more subscribers above that. And it's funny because I've never conversed or connected with half the amount of people that I do on this channel, or Heidi does on this channel. That other channel, like I said, it's probably about 15,000 subscribers, and it has well over 1 million lifetime views. And it has less videos than we post on this channel here. However, we don't, I don't connect with those people. I'll answer some questions and say, let me know how it works out. That's about it. That's about how all the further it goes. So this channel is really the one that we're most comfortable with, and we're so glad to have you guys on board with us as we drag you along with some boring stuff sometimes. But as far as our plans for 2018, of course, we'll do another trip of some kind. We may find an RV, we may not, and you know, being fluid, who knows? I mean, things happen so fast that we might be able to do it in 2 years' time. The downsizing would be terrible. I mean, it would be really hard, but if you show me a light at the end of the tunnel, I become a really hard worker. if that light's getting really close. I'm a pretty decent worker as it is, but whenever I see short-term results, instant gratification, that really boosts your morale and wants you to get moving. But again, no plans for that. So that's it. That's all I had. You have anything you want to say?
Nope.
About all your conversing? You can find us on Instagram. Heidi started doing Instagram. I'm going to have to post a social icon on YouTube now so you guys can...
And Facebook.
Well, Facebook's always been on there. But Instagram, that's her. And if you comment, a lot of times it's her on Facebook too. That's her baby, because she's always on there doing that stuff anyways. She's always on Facebook. Again, we just appreciate everybody staying tuned, and hopefully going to be bringing you some more exciting stuff.
As always, we hope to see you out there. Bye.
Bye.